you just kind of want to roll out to make sure that's not the road you need to take on your own. Then I want to go through thoracic range of motion. Your book, I think at the beginning of your mobility, shows doing all the different quadrants and stuff like that, which you can do. I usually do cardinal planes first, like with any joint, sort of makes sense. So with flexion, what are we going to do to check her thoracic flexion?
Collar, and
Yeah, slump, just like you would with lumbar. Maybe bring your hands in there and kind of pull down a bit on your neck. And I don't necessarily encourage pulling on the neck, but at least trying to collar up so you force the upper thoracic. So I might say, can you collar up behind your neck for me? And then sit really slumped, really bad posture like a lumbar, and try to bring your elbows all the way down to your hips. Yeah, so now you're just getting a nice, very similar to lumbar flexion, but now you're trying to force the thoracic spine into it a little more. If you want to check thoracic active extension, same thing with lumbar. Sit up tall like a princess, but now maybe take the arms and extend up as high as you can go. So you kind of force a little bit more motion through here. And so you're not supposed to necessarily touch them. You just want to see how well they move, your chest and every structure. Are they coordinated? Do they get pain? So pretty easy. You want to check rotation. Couple options. I can have her put her arms here and rotate as far as she can. Or I can have her extend her arms out if I want to get the scapula out of the way and then rotate both sides. So usually I'll do one of each just to kind of check those motions. Side bending. Cross your arms across the chest lightly, or mostly across the belly because I don't want to wind things up. And I want to side bend as far as you can. One way then the other. Then I also want to test arm overhead and have them side bend all the way. So when you do arm overhead, you might not get as much range of motion if you have restricted fascial tissue or lats, because you're testing more of how much this muscle stretches. When the arms are closed in, you're looking more specifically at the tighter single joint muscles, the ligaments, and the spine. So it's a way you can differentiate if they're restricted in side bending. Is it more of this kind of lat long muscle group, or is it more at the spine itself? So you want to kind of look at both of those. Same thing with your rotation. Whether you're here or here could make a difference. Maybe I'm going to go more muscle fascia work than I am specific joint work, just depending on what I find with that. And then just like in the lumbar passive, the passive here is going to be the same thing. I'm just going to exaggerate what she did. So you tell me you have pain, you're restricted when you bring your arms up. Can you go ahead and do that again for your extension? So I might come in here, grab on, and just try to force a little bit of extra extension through there. If that bothers her, I could easily have her just collar up behind her neck instead of doing that. And then I can come in here and just force a little of that extra extension and see if that bothers her. She's doing flexion, have her sit really slumped. And then I can just come in here and just kind of force that down a little bit and see if that bothers you. Very similar to what you do in lumbar. What you don't want to do is have them just lean forward like this, because that's not really going to test. You have them sit really slumped, just like in lumbar, and then just kind of pull from the top to check the thoracic spine. So really pretty easy to do. But it's good to make sure we go through both active and passive. And whether you're extended or closed down can make a difference if it's joint or more muscular. All right, so let's start with that.